Hi everybody, I'm Mark Gaynor. I'm a professor of health management and policy at St. Louis University, and I'm going to talk to you today about using QI macros. So let me bring up QI macros, and here you can see the menu up on top here. And as you can see, I have some data that is selected right here. And let's do something really quick. Let me do a control chart wizard. It doesn't really matter what the data is. Basically, the data is the number of patients that fell. And look, with one click, look what I have. Pretty amazing. I've got control chart of the patient falls. And it looks like I might have a change right in here. We'll have to see about that. I have a histogram of the number of patients that fell. I've got some other graphs that I won't really worry about. Kind of interesting right in here. Click on that graph, right? And let's see if I can analyze anything. So I need to select this. It's not quite working right. Here we go. Process change wizard. And look at this. What I did is I did an analysis of this data to see if there was a change. And you can see that there was a drastic change in the data. In fact, the mean dropped significantly and the variance dropped significantly. Look at how powerful this tool is, and look at how quickly I was able to analyze data. I was teaching this in a class over the summer, and one of my students is in the medical field, and he saw my demonstration and he downloaded this software, and by lunchtime he was like getting all excited. And I went up to him and I asked him what was going on, and he goes, "The problem's not me." And what he did is he had all this data for his project that he wasn't sure how to analyze it. And when I showed him QI macros, a light just lit up in his head that this was a great tool. And within an hour, he had just thousands of pieces of data analyzed. And that's what I really like about this tool, is it's very, very quick. And it gives me a lot of things I can do. So let's look a little bit at QI macros. I go into QI macros, and here I can go into QI macro help. I can look at sample data, and this gives me data for all of the various tools that I can do in QI macro. I can do histograms, I can do control charts, all sorts of things. I can also, if you noticed when we were looking at the control chart, there were some points that were in red. That's because there were rules that this macro uses to analyze the data to see if some of those points would be non-random. For example, a point might be above or below the upper control limit. That's cause for concern. So there's all sorts of help in QI macros. I can go into help, and there's tutorials, and those are very, very good. So let's look at some of this stuff here. Let's go to XMR chart, and here I have some data. I can go to statistical wizard and just click this, and let's see what it does. I'm just not going to worry about these parameters. We're going to click through them. And we have all sorts of data here. I've got the mean, the confidence, the average, as you can see. So I really have some nice statistics. This is a statistical tool that is just trying to look at the data and figure out what you might want to understand from it. There are many, many tools here. I've got calculators. I can do defect per million opportunities. That's a Six Sigma calculation. There's so many tools for this. I can do box plot and scatter plots, where I do linear regression. Here's histogram. Let's look at a histogram. Here's some histogram data right here, and all I have to do is go right here to histogram, and let's do the default parameters. and all of a sudden I have a histogram. It computes, we call CP and CPK. I won't go into those right now. It's really a pretty neat tool that is designed to help you analyze data to improve a process. What I can do is when I'm drawing a control chart, for example, let's go here, XMR. I go here, let's see, control chart, XMR, and here we have that the nice control chart we saw before in the aggregate view. And remember the process control wizard I did? Now we see that. I can also look, I can show the rules. So these are points that violated the rules that I just showed you a little bit earlier. I can change my upper and lower control limits. There's really a tremendous amount of stuff that I can do in QI macros. I've got templates for everything, control templates. So what the templates do is they allow me to set up a project where data is coming in. So every day or every week, I take my new data and I enter it into a template to see how things are running. I can do a fishbone diagram that's pretty neat. We don't have any data here to enter into it. We can look at that later. I don't really like the graphical tools in QI macros, but the fishbone diagram is actually pretty good. It's one of the tools I like. There are templates and chart wizards, so this lets me run through and figure out what type of charts I want to do. I can also run Excel charts, and these are the basic charts that come with Excel. So this is a very powerful tool, and I think that you will find it a very powerful and clever way to analyze data, because a lot of the insights that you may need, this is going to have, because Jay Arthur, who is the author of this package, has been doing this type of process improvement for many, many years. So he's had these insights and he's built it into the QI macro. Well, thank you very much, and I'll see you later.